Walks with their giant gentle galoot of a dog named Steve down by a pond is just one of the ways Clint and his teenage son Damien wind down, catch up, and discuss the wonders of life. Times right now are pretty good for these guys, but they have been through a lot. Clint is a single dad who has been through 2 immensely difficult splits, and sadly his son Damien was collateral damage. Damien often shouldered the burden of his warring parents, at times being the middle knot in the rope of a destructive tug-of-war. Neither parent really understood what he was going through until one day the young boy simply wrote a note.
During a difficult time for him and I, he had wrote a letter for one of his forms of release. It was quite a tearjerker, so my promise to him was that my first book was to be about fixing our situation and writing a book that would enable others to do the same and hopefully fix theirs.
I don't necessarily feel anything right now. It's like I'm ahead of where my feelings are about the whole thing, and I'm kind of just into I want him to do good, and soon I think the feelings will actually hit me and I'll be like, wow, it's actually happening.
A term is starting to emerge in Canadian divorce courts, and Clint has written about it. It's called parental alienation, and it occurs when children are treated as the ultimate prize to be won or lost. Love me with all of your heart or leave me with all of mine is Clint admitting on paper that he made his fair share of mistakes, searched for answers, and put to an end his parental alienation. And now that he lives in the light at the end of the tunnel, putting it all out there, peppered with positive attitude and humor, is his attempt to help others facing similar circumstances.
It is about me in the past. I have experienced a lot of the issues I talk about. Mostly it's what my older son went through. The stories of my emotional abuse in the book are that of yelling and that kind of thing that get overlooked. So it is a combination of things that happened to me as a child, but as well mostly with my boys.
Writing the book has been very cathartic for all parties involved. Clint says relations with his exes are pretty good now. They work through what they need to in a far more positive way for the sake of everyone's emotional well-being. Damien is also doing well, happy in his own relationship with the same girl for 2 years. At a recent book signing, Clint was almost overwhelmed with well wishes and congratulatory comments. But what stood out was how many people shared similar experiences, probably the most telltale sign of the success of the book.
I think that the people that have gone through it or are going through it don't necessarily see it, or they may feel that they're alone in this. And when people start hearing other stories and from someone else, and they start seeing their own situation, I think it's really motivating for them to know that there is help and we can stop this cycle.
I've shown it to a lot of people, and even a lot of kids were excited to read it and everything, so it was pretty cool.
You can read more about Clint, his experiences, and his book at lovemeorleaveme.ca. From Kelowna for Shaw, I'm Tammy Williams.